We will never give up. We will never concede. Our country has had enough. We will not take it anymore. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. But go home and go home in peace. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defiled the seat of American democracy. You do not represent our country. And to those who broke the law, you will pay.
What up? What's up, Gerald? What's up, Anonymous? Irish? Tactical Nugs? Oop, bumped the table. You know, brothers and sisters from another mother. Hello, Gerald. So today, I've been thinking about what else we can do on this channel other than talking about news stories per se. Just FYI, this channel has gotten a warning now. It's not a strike, but it is a warning. So, if Riddle would be so kind, let's go ahead and put up the next YouTube one. Although I might just do it on Poison Stinger 2. That one's strike probably is worn off by now. However, I've seriously contemplated not doing news stories much anymore for obvious reasons, because apparently YouTube, well, we already knew this, YouTube really has it hard on for striking people that are talking about news events. In fact, just today, I was watching some commentators on the Rittenhouse trial, because the Rittenhouse jury is still deliberating, although I think they went home for the night, and they'll be back in the morning. But all their streams got shut down, like all of them. Not the ones from MSNBC, not the ones from CBS, not the ones from Fox, just the independent people. Their streams all got shut down almost simultaneously. Hard word to say. As I said, I started the evening catch up because I don't like watching the news a lot. People, Pre-Dawn always comes in and like, well, I know you know what's going on in the news. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I have an hour a day that I look into it. That's really it. Right? I got better things to do than have like a news station on all day long, or only pay attention to what's going on in the world. Like, I give it an hour. And I do it mostly as an excuse of something to, get on stream and yap at you guys for an hour, because I like doing that. I like the dragon, the green dragon. I like that one a lot. Because then people can come in on that one. I can make it where people can come in on this one too, but every single night, I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? By the way, I don't have a Twitch account, but I do occasionally watch your gaming streams. Ooh, cool. Although I can't comment, I'm just a guess. Never told you, but figure I would. Hey, so you lurking. You lurking. All right, cool. Yeah, we have a good time over there. I probably enjoy that as much, if not more. It's different people. Well, now I know Anonymous is over there. It's different people, but it's kind of nice. There's no political stuff. I mean, every once in a while, a little bit of viewpoints come up, but it's nothing serious, right? And we can always agree to disagree or move on. It's almost like normal people. Most of the people I hang out with in the gaming thing are like center, don't really know what's going on, haven't even heard of who Kyle Rittenhouse is. No idea what happened in Kenosha in 2020. It's kind of nice. I ain't gonna lie. The pragmatic patriot, huh? You're just gonna throw that right in the chat. Nice. Yeah, I meant put it up in the Discord in that private room where nobody can see it unless they're a member of that. But I mean, that works too. Project Veritas has whistleblowers from media news that is showing that they are telling journalists not to be objective. Really? As a whistleblower from media news. Is that an actual news organization or is that like all the media news? I mean, we all know they're not objective. And there's a lot of people on YouTube that are you if you agree with me, you're my best friend, and if you disagree with me, I never want to talk to you again. Case in point, right? I had an opinion about police officers. Somebody didn't appreciate that very much, took his ball and went away and started talking bad about me behind my back. And what did he do? Did he respond? No, of course he wouldn't respond. He's too much of a fucking coward to respond. He deletes my comment and never brings it up again. It is what it is. No clue of current events beyond games, aka gamers. Pretty much. It's nice though, in a way. How many news? And you know what's great about that as well is the little bit that I do introduce them to. Like, you know, I was telling some of them, like, yeah, I've been watching the Kyle Rittenhouse trial and all this. And they're like, oh, what's that? And so I had that brief moment of being able to explain that to somebody who normally wouldn't ever know about that in a gaming atmosphere, which I'm not going to get a strike on or my shit taken down. How many news compilations are on YouTube of different news stations reading the exact same script? Well, at least one of them that I know of. A new organization that controls many news stations and our 40+% of Home's parent company. They even own some Fox stations. Yeah, isn't that like all the world's news organizations are controlled by like 5 different companies? Something like that? It's propaganda. It's all propaganda. So I was watching the Rittenhouse thing. Not much to watch. It was just in the background, just in case the verdict comes in. So I was watching this compilation of a whole bunch of different lawyers all yapping. And apparently, and I don't know if it's true or not, but somebody important, I forget his name, but I'd heard the name before, so, you know, that means it's important enough for me to know who it was at the time, well, at least heard the name, had tweeted out that the jury was worried, or at least 2 of the jurors were worried about the consequences of what was going on outside because there was a protest going on outside, and I don't know if the jurors could hear that or not. And there wasn't very much evidence on if they could hear it or not or whatever, but apparently, according to what they were saying, the jurors were worried about their verdict for the repercussions. That could be good news for Rittenhouse, or it could not be. Guns Coast Coast made a video this morning about the National Guard going there and that it's for you and me and not for Antifa and BLM. I don't know. I don't think so. Antifa and BLM will actually do something. Us people, we're just going to bitch about it. We're going to maybe put on our tactical gear, have our AR-15 civilian semi-automatics, get our bump helmets that may or may not be ballistic, rock all of our camo, go over there, hold up signs, free Kyle, and then talk about how we're going to vote it out. Well, all we need to do is get Trump back in here and we'll be a lot better off. No, I don't think that's how that works. And then Mule did a video today, and I'm going to play that here pretty soon because it needs to be heard. So if you haven't caught Mule's video, what's up, Mule? we're gonna watch that together. It's only about 2 minutes long, so it's not too bad. First minute, you'll get the gist. Oh, link to the story. All right, let's do that one first. Let's see. 7 minutes. Oof. Oh, for the Project Veritas. Okay, we'll do that one last if we have time. Get a notification. Thank you, Tactical Nugs, for sharing my video. Let's see. Oh, in first minute you'll get the gist. Oh, were they? Yeah. Interesting stuff. All right. Actually, first minute, I'll do the first minute.
I don't want to destroy the news. I don't want anybody to get fired. I want people to change and realize that they are supposed to be objective.
I challenge you to stop thinking in terms of objective journalism, and we'll discuss why that's not really feasible anymore.
I don't really care if people trust us or not. You still got to do your job. So, I mean, that's the least of my concerns, whether they trust me or not.
Objectivity and trust are two of the cornerstones of journalism. But inside one of the nation's largest media companies, writers, producers, editors, reporters, and anchors are literally being trained to not be objective. And in the words of that news anchor from Houston, they do not care if they lose your trust.
Wouldn't they want to be trusted?
To me, that seems like that's part of the job, that you need trust to be able to do your job. Your job is to inform. And if you can't trust who you're getting that news from, you're not doing your job.
And that's just what one whistleblower is telling us from.
So yeah, that's interesting. They don't need you to trust them because you're going to trust them depending on what side you lean, right? So people like me, most would assume, love Fox News, OAN, maybe even InfoWars, right? People on the other side, CNN, MSNBC, you go to where they're preaching what you want to hear. Not to mention CNN has gotten like contracts to be in airports and all sorts of places 24/7. And a lot of people, even as I said, the people like in my gaming circle or whatever, they don't know. They're tuned out, right? They go, a lot of them go to work, come home, just want to have a good time on Twitch and go to bed, you know? Who gives a shit what's going on in the world? They don't even do the hour. So, all right, let's watch Mule already in an angry face.
How's it going, people? Did this once already, but no audio. Anyway,
that was a good one.
Here it is. I watched a video from Guns Coast to Coast this morning, and he made some valiant points, right? And I just want to bring up the fact that, look, every single one of the founding fathers and all the people that fought in the revolution were criminals. They were not patriots. Patriots at the time would have been people who supported Great Britain.
And turned in the founding fathers. I don't know. The founding fathers, everybody likes to talk about them. Everybody likes to think, oh yeah, the founding fathers this, the founding fathers this, and the documents of the independence and the Constitution, yada, yada, yada. The founding fathers was a group of men that were pretty well off. I mean, they had influence, they had some power, probably a lot of money, some of them. I don't know how many of them did or not. But they were men of influence. And they decided to sign a Declaration of Independence against the King of Great Britain, or England, knowing full well that if they got caught with their, and they know who they are because they signed the damn thing, that they were not only going to be killed if they got captured, but most likely tortured to get information. And just because pissed the king off, their families are at risk as well. We don't have that nowadays. There's nobody that does that. We all want to follow somebody that is like that, right? We all wish that the founding fathers were here today to lead up the charge against the government. I present to you, if the founding fathers were reincarnated and told y'all to go and do something about all this, you'd all accuse them of being feds and false flag provocateurs. I don't think anybody's going to do a damn thing. It's going to take a governor, and I've been saying it for a few days, if not weeks. It's going to take a governor of a state to secede and then tell the citizens to take up arms. That's the only way that's going to happen. Nobody wants to go out and do anything on their own. They don't want to risk what the founding fathers risked. They don't want to put their name on a declaration to the United States government. They want to go LARPing. And if you don't know the term LARPing, it's live action role play. It's where you get all dressed up and pretend you're an elf or pretend you're a patriot. Sitting on your ass, watching Fox News, voting, because voting's going to work this time. I'm sure of it.
Right? England. These were criminals. These were people who fought against the system and broke the laws of the system to destroy it. So, I am going to tell you to stop being patriots. Stop being law-abiding citizens. Become criminals. Break some laws. Not the laws that fucking don't matter, like speed laws and bullshit like that. Break some real laws. Steal some shit. Fucking break some shit. Destroy some shit. Become criminals. Because criminals are the only ones that are going to save this fucking country if it's possible that it can be saved. Because those of you who are law-abiding citizens, vets, all these fucking people that bought into the system for so fucking long, right? You're the fucking problem. You people who follow the laws, pay your fucking taxes, and just keep going along to get along.
FYI, I'm not getting on you because I'm right there. I'm no better. I haven't done anything like, getting off my ass and doing anything either. What's up, Riddle?
I don't know if you're still streaming, or at least DLive isn't.
DLive isn't streaming. Well, it should be. Hold on. Yeah, looks like DLive is AFK.
Oh, now it picked back up.
Oh,
That's
did it?
weird.
Okay, well, it's just having issues. Oh, get this too. While I was watching those lawyers doing they were doing a StreamYard call. They also use Restream, and they stream to Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, which I can stream to all those. But two of them was Rumble and Odyssey. Now I don't know if I had to pay for that, but that's been a thought. I might look into that tonight. To go to Odyssey. Well, I already have an Odyssey account where it was uploading my stuff from the Poison Stinger channel, but I haven't spent any time on getting it to upload these videos. Kind of a little disheartened, ain't gonna lie, with the losing of the channel. I still haven't heard back from YouTube. I'd gotten some email from them shortly after saying that, I don't know, it was confusing, and I'm wondering if they're not even going to review it, if it's gone. And it might be. It might be. I'm back. I was curing a round of munchies. If I'm ever forced to do something, even Chinese will know my name. Don't force a determined Marine, family, or freedom, period. Don't force a determined Marine by threatening my family or freedom. You just froze. Oh, okay. Yeah, it could be our internet. Definitely. I mean, I can see that my connection isn't the greatest right now. You're probably all getting a very blurry image. We've had internet issues pretty much all day too, right, Riddle? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I apologize for the crappy stream. And we pay. I mean, we have the fastest internet in town. It's not like we live in the outskirts either. So yes, don't be a patriot. I'd say don't be a criminal, but be ungovernable. And Think about what the founding fathers would do and what they risked in order to give us the freedoms that we thought we had, that we have seen deteriorate over the years. It's all rainbow unicorn gaming stuff. I don't even have anything like that. She got a nice setup over there. I keep telling her she needs to start streaming, but she don't want to. She just want to look like a streamer.
Why would I want to be a streamer?
I don't know why you want to look like a streamer.
I don't look like a streamer.
In a gaming chair with your gaming setup over there, building your gaming computer. You're building one. Anyway, my advice is live by God's law or golden rule and fuck everything else. Well, do you think the founding fathers were doing God's will when they rebelled against King George and signed the Declaration of Independence? Do you think it was God's will when they went out and dispatched a whole bunch of British soldiers that were trying to take their firearms?
Yep.
Do you think they were doing that just for their firearms, or did they give a shit about everybody's? Because I implore anybody who says that, well, yeah, if they ever come and take mine, they're gonna get the lead first. What about mine? Nobody wants to stand up for anybody else. I don't know. It must have been a different time. I don't know. I wasn't around then. But I would like to know. These people were putting not only their own lives on the line for themselves, but for everybody around them. People they never knew. Still thought that those people mattered, right? Step over the line and threaten my bloodline. I'll return. Yeah, see? It's that. But what about your neighbor that you don't really like? What happens when they roll up on him? Ooh, TV's on. Let's go watch. Get the cell phone out. Let's stream this shit. I'm not saying you personally, but other people. A lot. That's what we do. We don't get involved in other people's businesses because we don't know what they did, and I don't want to risk my livelihood for maybe he might be a white supremacist, and I don't want to be caught into promoting that. That is propaganda at work. You have been trained to only care about you and your family and nobody else. In my opinion. You love your name? Well. You're a better man than I. I hate my neighbor. Oh, I swear to God, I think I have no proof that he has done anything bad, but he's got that kind of personality, and the way his kids talk to him and the way other neighbors talk about him, that I would help him out. But it's not my first choice. Let's just put it that way. Chinese dissident AI whatever warns America you already are in an authoritarian state. You just don't know it. Former political prisoner and authoritarian regimes expert Wee appeared on PBS Friday warning Americans that authoritarianism has already invaded the country. PBS host Margaret Hoover asked Wee if he believed Trump is an authoritarian. If you're an authoritarian, you have to have a system supporting you, said Wee. You can't just be an authoritarian by yourself, but certainly in the United States with today's condition, you can easily have an authoritarian. In many ways, you're already in an authoritarian state, you just don't know it. Wee went on to explain that many aspects of the U.S. today are similar to the Cultural Revolution in China. He mentioned political correctness as an example, calling it very dangerous. Mr. Fleet, Mrs. Fleet, a Virginia mom who escaped communism in China, gave a speech at London County School Board in June in which she compared critical race theory to China's communist revolution. What is going on in our schools and in our country is really a replay of the Cultural Revolution in China, and I want people to see the similarities, and the similarities are terrifying. terrifying. They use the same ideology and the same methodology, even the same vocabulary, and reach the same goal. That happened between 1966 and 1967 with the explicit goal of punishing supporters of capitalism that Mao Zedong claimed had infiltrated China. Yeah, I can kind of see where that's going, right? All these white supremacists that are out there in the streets of Kenosha with their rifles trying to pretend they're the police or some shit. Well, we need to do something about them. No justice, no peace. They carry about everyone, even leftists. Well, there you go. That's what you should do. I mean, that's what God wants. You know, if you're a believer, you should love everybody and hate the sinner. But I'll tell you what, some make it harder than others. I mean, look at people in political power. OMG, if Nancy Pelosi came over to your house and said, "I would like to have dinner with you and your family," would you let her in? All right, a little bit on the McCloskeys. McCloskey showed support for Kyle Rittenhouse during the trial. Mark and Patricia McCloskey and we already know who they are, made an appearance at Kyle Rittenhouse's trial on Monday. McCloskeys were spotted outside the courthouse, but Mark McCloskey clarified that they did not enter the building while the jury was present because they didn't want to be accused of interference. We feel for Mr. Rittenhouse, McCloskey told Fox on Monday. We feel he acted in self-defense. We think he's been politically persecuted, as we were, and we're hoping that the jury finds him not guilty on all counts and that we can go home he can go home a free man. I don't know. I'm thinking the jury, and I told you last night, if the jury does not get a verdict today, which it did not, that I think it'll be a hung jury. Or possibly one of the lessers, right? However, I got educated a little bit on that lawyer talk. Boy, they really didn't like his defense attorneys. And I kind of have to agree. There was a lot of things his defense attorney could have argued more and just kind of, I guess I'll just let it go, judge. You know, and they're pointing out all these things that he could have done, and I'm like, damn, they're smart, and I'm glad I'm watching them. Deacon is what's for dinner, Nancy. Decon. You kind of you have to try not to think like that. 12:20, there, Romans. If thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in doing so, thou shalt heap coals of fire. Yeah, it's one of Riddle's favorites. Yep. Because I'd get high and talk to her in a mission, not due to anything else. Nice. Just convince her that she's been wrong for, how old is she? Like 80, 90?
Gerald would say he'd get her high, get her drunk, feed her.
Maybe.
Then try to brainwash her into being a conservative.
First of all, I think some of the jury probably are a little concerned about their city burning or them being doxxed because they have not been sequestered. I guess they've been bussed in and there have been pictures taken. And why George Floyd's cousin hasn't been arrested yet for trying to dox them, I have no idea. This is why I think that this last story that I read about China is correct. Look at it. It's right in front of your face. They're not even hiding it, right? They didn't hide a lot of stuff that happened last November. I'm not saying what that was. And they're not hiding the fact that they're going after us and not other people. The law is no longer blind or just. Justice is not just. Justice for some, not for all. What are these people getting? How many people got arrested for burning down cities? You see any of those trials going on? Apparently the prosecution said they're going to be going after the one guy for arson. He'll probably plead that down. What about reckless endangerment with him shooting the gun in the air? You going to go after him for that? Look at the prosecution saying that Kyle Rittenhouse gave up his right to self-defense when he brought his AR-15 with him. What about the guy who brought his Glock? Or the Zeminski who was shooting his gun around? What about them? Did they give up anything? It's just false on so many levels. And you don't see any of these people getting in trouble. What do you see them doing? You see them getting paid. Bicep man. If Kyle Rittenhouse doesn't walk away from this with an acquittal, he's standing to make out $10 million. George Floyd's family. Crackheads. Probably every damn one of them. The money's probably already gone. Won over $20 million. Or didn't win, was offered. $20 million. You get to go to jail and have your court date, maybe, at some point. Just talk to the January 6 people. And they get paid. Yep. Something not working here. Exorcism. They got released on bail, bailed out by Democrats. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we know about that. Missouri Governor Mark Parson pardoned them. McCloskey's argued that Rittenhouse was just trying to help his country, and trying to save businesses in his community. Yeah. His reward is having the rest of his life threatened. You know what? If he does get off and he gets his rifle back, if he needs money, I know he could sell that thing. That $600 AR would probably go for a hell of a lot of money if he ever put that up for auction. Mark McCloskey is running for U.S. Senate to replace Senator Roy Blunt of Missouri, who plans to retire in 2022. I've always been a Republican, he says. What? I thought he was an anti-gunner before he became a pro-Second Amendment person. But I have never been a politician, he said during his campaign. But you know, God came knocking on my door last summer disguised as an angry mob, and it really did wake me up. Well, maybe that's what it's going to take for people to wake up. Maybe it's going to take that angry mob. I lost my right to self-defense when I bought myself into the situation. Yeah, I'm walking on. Yeah, and if you carry a gun, then therefore you gave up your right to to self-defense. Well, tell that to everybody who legally conceal carries. So now that you conceal carry, you take a gun wherever you go, yeah, you gave up your right to self-defense. Especially if the other person isn't armed. You know that? I mean, look at Rittenhouse, look at Rosenbaum, and tell me that Rosenbaum couldn't have had his way with Rittenhouse and ended his life quick. But you have people like that prosecutor who I don't want to judge him. But I don't think he's right. And I think his reward will be, I don't know. I don't know what it'll be. Trump supporter outside Rittenhouse's trial courthouse tells a black man, move your black bleep back. Probably butt. Probably not the N-word. Probably just butt. Or another word, a butt. But there was a little bit of a scuffle outside. Not much. It wasn't that big of a crowd. But now that this has gone into day 2, expect more people there tomorrow. As the jury for Rittenhouse trial deliberated, morning supporters of the Illinois teen and Black Lives Matter supporters showed up outside the Kenosha courthouse to air their opposing views. As journalist Mr. Olms pointed out on Twitter thread, things got testy at times. At one point, protesters erupted into opposing chants. One man could be seen walking around with a bullhorn, heckling the BLM contingent. We ready! We ready! Be ready, be ready, be ready for what? They cut it off right there. Hold on. Huh. It's also the courthouse. This man's walking around with a bullhorn heckling BLM. Peace! We gonna take it to the street to find peace! Why do they support pedophiles? They have nothing in common with pedophiles! Fuck you! Lock them up. We gonna take it to the street to find the police! As the two groups grew more confrontational, another white man was on a bullhorn, was wearing a hat featuring former President Trump as the Punisher, got into a shoving match with a black protester, telling him to move his black ass back. Whew. It's been nice knowing all of you, huh? Let's see, what did that say? That was 1966 to 1976. This kind of started, I'd say, in 2015, 2016. That means in the year 2026, we should be pretty fucked up by that time. That sounds about right. Tactical Nugs NSA, just because I Googled it one time doesn't mean I'm going to do it. Missed that one. Sorry, Irish. Or wait, no, I missed a few. I lost my right. Okay, the prosecutor tried to paint him as a kid who didn't know anything about guns, pretending to be a fireman, police officer, and paramedic to feel big. Did you see Liz Cheney got voted out of the GOP and lost all GOP money for elections? I heard that she got ousted out, but I mean, I was like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. I mean, she's still in office. They can't kick her out of office, so that I figured when I saw that headline that they just kicked her out of a like a committee or some shit. The
Her
vote.
husband works for a Chinese political party linked law firm.
Okay. The vote passed too. Which vote? I don't even know which vote. The one for the last vote that I saw that passed was the infrastructure bill. Yeah, just it's true. I looked up a lot of things out of pure curiosity. Yeah, same. I always like to know. More you know, right? That's what we were taught when I was being brought up. I'm going to go around saying human power just to confuse people. I thought about, and I've told a few people this. I might have already said this on stream before. I want to get a fuck Biden flag and a fuck Trump flag, and I fly them both on my truck at the same time. I think that would be fun. Did you all know that you can't kill a monkey with THC? Lab tried. They killed all kinds of animals, great and small, but monkeys and humans were given butt tons of THC and they just vegged out for a while. Okay.
See, these are things that I Google.
I didn't know you could kill anything with marijuana.
Yep.
You gotta stop giving the dog and the cat muffins. Joking.
Takes a lot.
Joking. Third-rate reporter Jonathan Carr alleges Munich Pompeo wanted Trump removed from office. Interesting. Two of former President Trump's top allies, then Treasury Secretary Stephen Munich and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, spoke with other cabinet members about using the 25th Amendment against Trump after the January 6th protests. According to ABC News correspondent Jonathan Carl's new book, Carl alleges in Betrayal that Munich and Pompeo were part of the conversation to remove Trump from office before his term ended. Pompeo asked for a legal analysis of the 25th Amendment and how it would work. Carl said that, but the idea was quickly jettisoned after another administration official, such as the then Education Secretary Betsy DeVos and Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao, began to resign. It would not be quick enough, and it would be subject to legal challenges, Carl said. But in the hours after the event, there were high-level conversations about this. Carl insisted this report was rock solid and came from a source familiar with the conversations. However, Pompeo denied the allegation and said that through a spokesperson that there were never conversations about invoking the 25th against Trump. Munich did not respond to the allegations, but has refused to disavow Trump's concerns about what happened. Trump has dismissed Carl as a third-rate reporter and disputed several other claims he made in the book, including one that alleged Trump decided to not attend the President Biden's inauguration after learning he might be disinvited from the ceremony by Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and other congressional leaders. From Election Day, November 3rd, the day I realized that I lost, I would never have agreed to go to Biden's inauguration. The decision was mine and mine alone, he said. The old broken down crow, Mitch McConnell, had nothing to do with it. He continued, the election was totally not in my favor. The facts are clear, and Mitch McConnell did nothing. He's probably too busy working on deals with China for his wife and family. Ooh. Well, at least Trump knows about it. And if Trump does decide to run again in 2024, I really hope that if he wins, he gets people that are a little bit more loyal to not him, but to you and me. And I think that was Trump's problem. He had people that got him elected that were in support of you and me. And then he decided he wanted people that were in support of him and what he wanted because he's important. And can he learn? Probably not. 2024, if he did run and if he did win, he'd probably do the same fucking shit again. But it'd be nice to have, somebody who actually gives a shit about you and me more than themselves. That'd be nice. Do they get the munchies? I don't know.
No, but Roxy got really, 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 really thirsty.
Hello, giving dogs and cats. Trees and bushes. That's right, Anonymous. Her husband works for a CCP law firm. Yep. Helps the dog calm down for trips. That it does. We give her more of a CBD one, though, for that. All right? So it's like a 9... Is it like a 9 to 1? Or yeah. I don't even remember. Makes herb taste... they make herb treats to calm dogs. Yep. Roxy likes to taste the CBD oil. She licked it right off the roller. Stinger for 2024. He's basically Batman. You were watching last night. That's what it was. That shit was hilarious. Yeah, I had a good time last night doing that. Break out the VR headset. All right. Biden again showcases evidence of conjunctive decline. It's a good photo. He looks like his skin is falling off. During an executive order signing ceremony today, which I did not watch, so this is me catching up, hence the evening catch-up, President Biden showcased his fast disappearing memory, confusing himself and rambling embarrassingly about irrelevant topics. The ceremony was held at a summit with Indian leaders in order to sign an order related to the tribal lands in the United States. Well, first of all, they're not Indians. They're indigenous people, right?
Native American.
No, I thought they changed that over to indigenous. Don't we have an Indigenous Day now?
Yeah, well, that's supposed to be Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day.
I don't even know. Well, if Columbus came here looking for Indians and found Native Americans, and now they don't want to be known as Native Americans, but indigenous people, then wouldn't they be indigenous people and not Native Americans? I can't keep all these fucking titles straight. I'm tired of having to change it for political correctness. Fuck this shit. The Biden directive commands subordinates in the executive branch to combat human trafficking and crime that takes place on tribal lands. But in the midst of the ceremony, Biden seemed to lose track of where he was, what he was doing, and who was with him. And this is the person that's running the country, supposedly. And now it's my honor to sign an executive order, and couple of my friends are going to be coming out here. I'm told cabinet members, he said, before entering a state of total confusion. But can we go? Where is everybody? Jill! Here's the Attorney General. We've got them all. Everybody's here. All right, Jill. I don't know what was going on back there, but we're all here? Okay, I was worried you wouldn't come out. Good to see you, all right? This is not the first time Biden has had trouble remembering his surroundings or the task at hand. In a recent summit with the European Union, Biden made himself extremely confused as he shuffled through paperwork. I'm going to get in trouble. I've said before, and I apologize for the confusion he said at the time. Oh, I didn't. That's my national security advisor. We've got a lot of people here. I apologize, the seasoned vet continued. I'm going to get in trouble, but anyway, we'll get back to that. But, there's a lot that is. Gotta love Biden. Biden is comedy and relief. It would be funny if it wasn't so damn serious. I didn't see last night, but I've seen him before. Oh, okay. Fauci blames putting individual rights above societal safety for COVID failures. Yeah, you know, those pesky individual rights granted to us, actually recognized in the Constitution of being given to us by God. They don't like God. They want you to believe that your rights come from the government and not from God, because then the government can take them away. And they are working on that diligently. In another attempt to rewrite history, Dr. Fauci, the man tasked with fighting the coronavirus, fuck it, said over the weekend that his plan was to dampen down the spread of COVID-19 infection early. Was accepted by everyone, according to the Gateway pundit. Yep, 15 days to flatten the curve? We're only 2 years past. In a little bit more. Is it 2 years? I don't know. We're getting close. Appearing on CBS Sunday Morning with senior contributor Ted Koppel, Fauci said of his failure to stop the virus that there is misplaced perception about people's individual right to make a decision that supersedes the social or societal safety. That, to me, is one of the things that I think went awry in all of this. Sure you do. The plan methodically laid out by Fauci to stop COVID was ruined by President Trump, chanting "Free Michigan, Free Virginia," according to Fauci. Fauci was abetted. You know, the thing is Trump was the one that wanted the vaccine fast. Fauci was abetted in his whitewash of history when tossed this softball by Ted Koppel. Could it have been different, Koppel asked, if the president had led in a different way? The answer to that is yes, said Fauci, but when you have leadership denying something that is as serious as it is, then you have a real problem. President Trump declared a national emergency on March 14, 2020, giving health officials the ability to waive laws to fight the COVID virus. And at the time, I believe Fauci was on the news station telling you about masks and how effective they are. But you know what I'm talking about, because he then changed his story later on. It wasn't until they figured they could use this for their own political advantage that he then, science is evolving. Then Secretary of Health and Human Services will be able to immediately waive provisions of applicable laws and regulations to give doctors, hospitals, and all hospitals and healthcare providers maximum flexibility to respond to the virus and care for the patients, Trump said at the White House, according to ABC. Trump also instituted a 15-day nationwide shutdown, at which press conference Fauci was a full participant, even holding a flyer with the CDC logo on it about the plan called 15 Days to Slow the Spread. Maybe we should have increased the spread, maybe. And I'm no medical doctor, and this by no means is medical advice. But back in my day, when one kid got the chicken pox, which can be dangerous, we would have chicken pox parties. All the moms would get all their kids, and they would round them up, and whoever had the chicken pox, that was where you were going to have a party. You're going to all hang out. Get it over with. Maybe we should have had a COVID party. A few people did. Remember that? When some of the, some of the frat places at colleges or whatever were still throwing kegers and parties even during the height of the pandemic? All right? That was hilarious. Therefore, Fauci said at the press conference announcing the shutdown, according to Politico, it will always seem that the best way to address it would be to do something that looks like it might be an overreaction. It isn't an overreaction. 15 days. Oh, let's see. Did he actually say he got his butt wiped? No, he did not. Might have mixed those up, but you get it. Yeah. I don't think he did. I think I had read a story recently how it kind of evolved because he spent extra time there, and it's kind of well known that Biden needs the bathroom every 30 minutes or problems are going to happen. And people are assuming, this is from what I remember, people are probably assuming that he had a bathroom accident because he was there for a long time after the meeting was over. That's what I remember anyway. Not long ago, it was hilarious. I feel like, and send me a, there's the clip. You got the clip already, Riddle? I feel like we're living in a twisted cartoon. Yep. And sad, nobody knows why he said it. Biden is the most cartoon president yet. News ignored it. I'm surprised Saturday Night Live isn't going on this as much as they are. I haven't really been paying attention to Saturday Night Live, but I mean, he's a walking skit. The material you got on him is, and it doesn't even have to be political. Although I guess it's not very nice to make fun of somebody's decline mentally. News ignored it, but it was all over online still. Biden is not a cartoon. He is a horror show and about a grandpa that is happy to be around kids on a deranged power trip, continuing to a theater near you. Oh, yeah, I think I remember this.
Does immigration need to be in reconciliation? Must it be in reconciliation?
What must be what? What must be what? What must be what?
I don't think he was saying my butt's been white, but he definitely tripped over his words, and I do that sometimes too as well, but I might be suffering mentally as well. I don't know. Florida teacher denied ivermectin dies from COVID-19, supposedly, allegedly. I don't think there's any facts to back that up, so don't believe it. What up, Jupiter 5? Maybe the Pope and Biden molested each other instead. I think they're both too old for each other. I didn't say it was a fun cartoon. It's more like Family Guy. A Florida teacher who was hospitalized with the COVID died from the virus following the hospital's refusal to treat her with ivermectin. Tamara Drock, 47, had been hospitalized in Palm Beach Gardens Medical Center for 12 weeks with COVID-19 and requested to be treated with the anti-parasitic drug ivermectin, which had been used to treat other COVID-19 patients across the country. If I were her or her family, and I don't know, they might have, because I've only read this much of the story so far, but I would have went all over the place and done everything I could have in order to get that if I believed that that would have helped. And I bet you they wish they could have done more now. However, the hospital refused to prescribe the drug, so Drock's husband, Ryan Drock, sued in October. Now get this. I don't think he's going to win. Why would he win? He's not a Black Lives supporter, Black Lives Matter supporter. He's not Antifa. He's not a Democrat. He probably didn't even vote for Joe Biden. Well, he might have. I don't know. Why the hell would he win a lawsuit? Watch this case if he does sue. Ryan Drock's lawsuit was rejected. Boom. Next freaking paragraph by the Palm Beach County Circuit Judge James Nutt. Best judge name ever. Excuse me, Honor Nutt. Nutt Honor. Nutt said that he would be setting a dangerous precedent if he were to override a doctor's recommendation and encourage the Drocks to instead negotiate a deal on their own with doctors at a hospital. A doctor at the hospital did eventually agree to administer ivermectin to Tamara Drock, but the family's attorney argued it was too low a dose and too late in her illness. I'm hoping that they name a law after her so no one has to go through this. If she had walked out of the hospital, she could have had the medication, Ryan Drock said. The medical establishment has dismissed ivermectin as an ineffective, and potentially dangerous treatment of COVID. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, for example, has not approved the drug to treat COVID, saying it hasn't proved effective in preclinical trials. But several conservatives have pointed out that there is no real scientific argument to justify not studying and using it. Well, they should at least study it. Can I say that? Am I allowed to say that maybe you should also look at other ways of treatment and continue to always look for something better? You keep looking for more fuel-efficient vehicles. Oh, Bikes and Bullets put out a great video on a 200 200 mile per gallon carburetor, and it was an old book from like the 50s talking about a guy who figured it out in the 30s. 200 miles, 1 gallon. And how he got death threats. He had intellectual property, stolen, and he died penniless. And he had it working. Why? Why would they do that? Well, at the time, the oil companies didn't want the oil prices to go down. And now you can't have a fuel-efficient car or cheap gas because they don't want you to be on gas anymore. They want you to be on electric because they got a whole bunch of investors that they've probably already done their lobbying with. The hatred for Trump deranged these people so much that they're unwilling to objectively study it, Senator Rand Paul, Kentucky, said back in September. They will not study ivermectin. They will not study hydroxychloroquine without the taint of their hatred for Donald Trump. Broken Patriot, man, it's been a minute since I seen you. What's up? You late by a few weeks. My father used to say stuff like my ass is dragging, and that really wiped my ass. Is it possible he was making a similar remark? Well, Riddle knows this, but back when I did the show about Big Brother, there was I kind of slightly knew what I was going to talk about, right? And this one guy had done a whole bunch of conniving behind other people's back, right? And they were out to get him. So I was saying that he needed to watch his ass. That's what I wanted to say. Couldn't say it. Couldn't say it for my life. It kept coming out, wash his ass. I did that take, because I did takes back then. I did that take, 15 times. Could not get past it without saying wash his ass. So, I don't know. Yeah, glad you're here. Imagine grade school for that nut. It's 2 T's, but yeah. He probably got picked on a lot, I would imagine. All of India now uses it in every case. Largest populations per... Yeah. I wonder how they're doing with it, to be honest. Bet Joe Rogan got ivermectin within the hours when he wanted it. But none for you, poor bastards, without their approval. Yeah, because you're a separate class. There's at least 3 tiers. There's politicians at the top, celebrities in the middle. Okay, rich people, middle class, and the poor. And I'd say the middle class is about the same boat as the poor. Maybe just a little bit better because they have a little bit more money, but that's about it. I don't understand how modern cars don't get better miles per gallon. My 03 Buick Regal got 30. Well, I'll tell you right now. Let's see if it's still up. He takes it down pretty quick. He might have already taken it down. Let's see, bikes and bullets. Here we go. Just do this. Oh, yeah, right here. I'm going to give you this link.
YouTube, Bikes and Bullets. Checking in with you. Check this out.
This is a long video.
I was in a chat.
Which is unlike him. But if you're interested on the secrets of the 200 mile per gallon carburetor, this is a very interesting read. This is, I believe he said it was from the 50s. Let me just quickly go through it.
So this is not about just one carburetor. This lists known patents. And
oops, hold up, back up.
This lists known patents. And
January 7th, 1936. There's a reason why we don't have better fuel efficient vehicles. And he goes into great detail on why that is. Probably you could go even more in detail, but that's a good rabbit hole to start down if you want to. All right. Well, Indians are, first of all, indigenous people are very, are we talking about India people? Okay. They will fight most logical, cheapest thing that works, and they do that. Maybe if Trump never said ivermectin, it'd be all right. It might. No, because you can't make money on it. See, you have a political narrative that has to be driven. All right, we got to be scared. We got to go to the government to get our fix. The government creates the problem, and then creates the solution. The pharmaceutical companies don't want you to be able to take a drug that is as cheap as aspirin, that's been around for decades, if not centuries, has been proven to be safe many, many times. Why would they want you to be able to take that to cure yourself of COVID when they're making so much money? This is why they will never find a cure for cancer. This is why they will never find a cure for pulmonary hypertension, which is what I have, because they won't make any money. You're no value to them. So when you give a shit about, well, I hope nothing bad happens to, I don't know if you do or not. They don't like you. They like money. And the less of you there are, as long as they get more money, that's fine. If you somehow survive, all right, I guess. But they could give a shit. They don't care that millions of people died of cancer. I don't even think they'd care if it was their own family. Or maybe they do. Maybe they already have the secret cure for cancer and they just pass it around each other. I mean, look at the people in Congress. They live for fucking ever. How long is Nancy Pelosi going to keep that skin on those bones before it falls off? She ain't dying of cancer. I guess McCain had some sort of... Did he have cancer? I think he had cancer. Maybe he had a falling out with everybody else and didn't get his secret thing. Probably some conspiracy theory around that. And if there isn't, I bet there could be. I'll tell you, it's right there in Bikes and Bullets video. My Regal had a big V6 with a supercharger making 300 horse. Nice. I got a strike on my main channel. Good job. Let me know when it gets deleted. It's gonna. If you keep talking about the news, I'll tell you that right now. You cannot talk about the news without getting in trouble. This channel already has a warning. So there you go. Link to scan PDF for those interested. Are you talking about the book that Bikes and Bullets just did? Yeah. If I could figure out how to delete that, I would. Go watch his video.
You want me to delete that link?
Yeah. I mean, you can leave it. I guess it's already there. I just wanted people to see his video. All right. Cario. Heavy rain and flooding in southern Provence and Egypt have left 3 people dead and more than 500 others hospitalized from scorpion stings, state-run media reported. Downpours, hail, and thunder in the province of Aswan over the weekend forced local authorities to suspend school classes Sunday. The storms forced scorpions from their hiding places into many houses across the province. Oh, man, I thought this was going to be a scorpnado. Okay, across the province. Atta added, he said at least 503 people have been hospitalized after suffering scorpion stings, and all of them were discharged after they were given anti-venom doses. I wonder if they're the bad kind that actually can kill you or not. I never got an anti-scorpion dose. My parents did not like going to the hospital because it's a waste of money and waste of time, and they're just going to, nothing they can do. So when we got bit by or stung by scorpions, we never went to the hospital. Just suck it up, Buttercup. Acting health minister, not even going to attempt that name, said in a statement that no deaths have been reported. Photos and video footage circulated on social media showed flooded streets and damaged houses, vehicles, and architectural farms. The Ala Harman Daily reported the deaths, citing Habab and or health ministry. It did not elaborate on the cause. Rainfall also caused power outages. I want to see these scorpions. Or is it just the flooding? Come on, show me scorpions. So they got a little flooded. Okay, now they might be. Is there no sound? Oh. Not much sound to listen to, but still. Wow, that's got a nice little sunroof. The hell? Okay, there's nothing to that. All right, well, it's been fun, guys. Just so y'all know, there's a good chance that tomorrow's chat will be either on Poison Stinger 2 or another channel. Make sure you're following me on the Discord down in the descriptions below. And that's where we will let y'all know where tomorrow's chat will be if it won't be here tomorrow. So, here tomorrow, or Poison Stinger 2, or third option, which is all going to be told in the Discord down below. If nothing changes, it'll be here. If anything changes, I will @ everybody in the Discord. Make sure you're a member and you have your notifications turned on, because I don't really use the @ everybody very often. I try to be... That can get really annoying when you have Discord. And the more rooms that you're in Discord, the more you'll know what I'm talking about. Because they @ everybody so much. It's ridiculous. Anyway. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget all the links in the descriptions, all the ways to donate, all the causes I believe in and support. Places to follow me might be changing soon, because I do want to look into Odyssey and Rumble to see if they are going to be doing a live stream thing. I am also thinking about creating another channel on Twitch for this and Facebook for this, maybe even Twitter. And maybe we just burn it all down. What do you think? Maybe. It might be fun. And there's Irish promoting his own Discord in my chat. Thank you so much. You should definitely check out Irish USMC Vets Discord. And maybe mine as well.
That's your Discord.
Is it my link?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you have a pass. You have a pass, Irish. Yeah, that's mine. Sorry. I jumped to conclusions. Thank you so much, Irish, for being here. I do appreciate it. I know you're a busy guy. And Morning Muster was great. Sorry I missed a lot of it. I was on. But even though I had the bell rung, it took a minute. And then eventually, and I did get the notification in the bell that you went live. But I didn't get it until you were like 30, 40 minutes in. So, but definitely check out Irish USMC Vet. And just so you all know, if you do decide to donate, 50% still does go to Rally Point Irish. Rally Point Irish is my good friend Irish's GoFundMe page, where he's raising money to start a location in Tennessee where vets can stay and live room and board free, learning new life skills to get them back in the workforce, like gardening, farming, blacksmithing, gunsmithing, things like that. It's ours, yours. No, I was just giving you shit, and I got called out on my own bull crap, so take that. But thank you for being in here and promoting the Discord. You can also get the link down below. And I will look into other ways to stream this. Friday nights are still going to be at the Dragon, because I do like that format. However, there is a person that I was hoping wouldn't be there who showed up last Friday. I believe it's the right person. Who was the person who was going to the Dragon that was just annoying as shit and kept going off on all these, like, you don't understand, we got to rise up right now, but not doing a damn thing himself? Do you remember, Riddle?
No.
Well, I think that person might have showed up last Friday talking about how he looks forward to coming in on another one. If that happens, I don't know. I probably just won't let him in. I'll let him in and confirm that it's the person I'm thinking it is. And if it is, boot his ass out and just say, sorry, start your own. You'll text me? All right. I look forward to your text messages. Also, I'm enjoying the book. Gonna have to look into making a raised bed garden. Because that 4 foot by 6 foot thing, I got that space. 100 pounds? 100 pounds of carrots for a 4 by 6 foot raised garden bed. I can fit that in my yard. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you very much for joining. Check out all the links, as I said already, like 4 or 5 times. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, make sure to keep that family close. Watch out for that government and try to live as free as you can in this world. It's getting real hard. It's going to get real interesting. And I would say by 2026, shooting might have already been over. All right, see ya. Peace.